Hello everyone, Jolly John here again, and welcome back to Black Rose. Let me go in the settings for you. Okay, that's all done. Now when we left off, I need to go through us all again, so I wonder how you save. So we're going to try and get past where I did before, and I know exactly what to do. Can I not save it here now? Obviously not. So I know what I'm doing just now. Who's that? Who's that? Okay. Open sesame. Nice. Come downstairs. Who was that? Oh god. Got him. Alright. So quickly get past. Trying to get away from this ghost thing is a pain. Went the wrong way. Where the hell am I? Yeah, trying to get away from this person is insane, but we'll keep going, I suppose. No, thank you. Okay. We got the yawns. Well, who's that? Oh shit. Yeah, it takes so long to get away from that fucking ghosty ghost. Now I think this key goes in the chest. I do believe. Oh, maybe not actually. Hold on. Ooh. The only way to keep Myrtle kind of name's that. Keep Myrtle in the coffin. The good is to lock it. I thought I had locked it before, but someone else must have unlocked it. Either that, or the lid was forced open. Oh! Right, okay. Key in here is labelled Myrtle. Right, okay, I haven't got this far yet. How the fuck do you save it? Get trapped over here, man. Do I have to go back downstairs again? Is she in there? I should probably do what the note said. I need to log this. It's labelled V Room 1. Oh fuck. Down the door. Open, you bastard! That's not me crying. You dropped a note. I'm not asking you to speak to me, but I made something for you today. At first I thought about going out and picking you the prettiest flowers I could find. That was nice. But decided not to. Oh. Flowers are beautiful, but eventually they all die. Origami, rose, papers, never wither. This rose is a symbol. Right, that's it.
Full system lockdown enabled.
V-room.
Ever since my first day working here, I've felt a little strange. Now, after what happened that day, things seem to be getting even stranger. I'd even go so far as to say creepy. I've been an embalmer for years now, and I'm very passionate about my job. I've always felt comfortable with what I do, so it's pretty unusual that I feel this way. 2 of my colleagues have died. I had to embalm them both. However, grief can't explain this feeling. Up until just 4 days ago, I hadn't even known about the history of this funeral home. I already knew that it was ridiculously old, but what I didn't know was that it allegedly harbors some kind of powerful aura which traps and torments the spirits of people who have died in a state of grief or fear, and have at some point been associated with the building in one way or another. These associations apparently include those occurring post-mortem, such as embalmings and funerals.
Nice. Okay, can I check other doors to see? That's still open. Right, okay. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fucking jeez. Who that? So it's not the fuck up my way. Do I even go this way? Oh, we're on the side now. What's this? Mrs. Rains, please tell your son to stop pulling under the tables during funeral services. It's disrupting and upsetting the grieving families. Today he also stole one of the keys to the visitation room and was later attempting to open one of the drawers in the morgue. This type of behaviour is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. If you do not start controlling him, I will take it upon myself to personally teach him a lesson. Ho ho ho. Aha. This is going to be some bullshit here, is it?
To make things even weirder, this place has a serious lockdown system. Yesterday was the first time I've ever seen it used, and many of the workers, including myself, were ordered to wait in the family room until the situation was taken care of. No one I've spoken to about it knows why it was done, or at least they won't say. All I know is that these safety glass windows and electronic gates appear to be designed for keeping things in rather than out.
I'm just scratching my eye. Oh, right.
I was the first responder that day. I was the first and only person to make it to Myrtle's side before she passed away. She managed to give Sullivan a parting "I love you" on that baby monitor, but that was the last communication they ever had. The last thing she ever did was give me that piece of paper. It was a short poem she had written for Sullivan earlier that day. She asked me to give it to him, and I promised her I would. Then she slipped away. I guess Sullivan had picked up by Myrtle's weak rasping in the baby monitor that something was happening to her, because soon after she'd passed, he came running into the hall from the upstairs arrangement room. But he was too late. She was gone. That's when he broke down. I'd never seen him show so much emotion towards Myrtle before. Then, of course, the rest happened. I'll keep my promise, even now. It's all I can do for my dear friends.
Yeah. You tell him. Saving. About time. Ooh. Okay, why is it quiet? Just fucking sensitivity keeps going up. Oh, music's back on. Good. Okay, so we'll start off here. Next time, that's good. Was it survivor this?
There are a lot of strange things I've seen around this place. For instance, the fireplace that isn't even a real fireplace. It's some kind of ladder shaft, but there's a tough metal grate fastened over it that appears to be controlled electronically, most likely by the lockdown system. I'm assuming the shaft leads down to the basement, but it must have been sealed off because it's not accessible from anywhere down there. Another thing I've started wondering about is a metal handle that's been sitting on Michael's desk for about a month now. I asked about it once out of curiosity, but he avoided giving me a direct answer. He told me it broke off of something. I had already assumed this, seeing as it's covered in dirt and rusted around the edges where it had clearly been attached to something for a very long time. Perhaps the biggest mystery I've encountered here is the place Myrtle always went for privacy. She was often depressed, so she was always going into the downstairs hall on her way to wherever it was she went to be alone. However, she seemed to vanish. The only place she could have gone from that hallway is down into the basement, but I went down there one day to ask her something and I couldn't find her. I'm wondering if there's a secret room somewhere down there. After all, I did learn from Michael that this building is from the 1600s, long before it was ever a funeral home. Buildings as old as this one sometimes have quite a few secret areas.
So I got this handle from this guy's desk. Take that downstairs to the basement.
They still haven't buried them. Sullivan has been lying in his coffin now for 2 days, and Myrtle for 3. Because Conrad refused to touch Myrtle's coffin after her funeral, it had to be put aside so Sullivan could have his. Conrad still simply doesn't want to have anything to do with the burial of either of them, even if all he's doing is preparing a future grave without actually touching the coffins. I'm starting to wonder if he had some type of unpleasant encounter with Myrtle and Sullivan's coffins, or he heard some absurd rumor about their corpses. What's sad is that Myrtle and Sullivan don't have relatives who care enough about their burials to actually do something about this. Michael was embarrassed to have to tell all the relatives and friends that the actual burials couldn't be held yet. Even so, none of them objected. Maybe they just didn't see a point in doing so, considering the person they would be doing it for is already gone. I don't know. As far as feeling nervous around coffins, I do get a strange vibe now in the visitation room. The atmosphere in there is starting to feel different. The air feels heavier, a little bit oppressive even. It seems to be more noticeable today than it was yesterday. I'm not quite sure if I believe in ghosts or not, but it seems to fit what I've heard before about locations having uncomfortable, negative energy due to evil or extremely upset spirits. Maybe it's just normal stuffy air. There aren't any windows in there, and it is the middle of summer.
More and more story we're getting here, which is good. So these are all upset spirits. Spirits are always upset. I'll check over here first before we go down the basement. There's nothing in there, is there? One, two, three, four. That would be the passcode. Then you can. Oh god, then you can go down there. To the end of the game, I would imagine. Right, basement. Oh god, here we go. I've read this before. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe there is a secret door or something I'm supposed to find. What's this upstairs? Okay, maybe not. I checked these ones. Is that another one?
It turns out that Devon got into the morgue by stealing Sullivan's key card from the office. Mrs. Raines had been in there and forgot to lock it when she left. Nobody knows exactly how the kid figured out the passcode, but considering what a flake his mother is, that's probably just something else she inadvertently compromised. They're burying Sullivan with a few of his belongings from the funeral home. I guess because he had worked here for so long and was so loyal to his job. Michael revealed that one of those belongings is Sullivan's key card. Of course, they would need to deactivate it from the system to avoid any breaches and the chance that it was stolen. But then again, Mrs. Raines would be the one who would do that. I discovered earlier today that Devon had stolen the system lock override key as well and hidden it somewhere in the building. This has got to be the most troublesome, ill-behaved kid I have ever encountered.
He's a little shit, that's what he is. Grief-stricken man killed by train after blinding himself. 57. Oh. Should have buried both of them. Either of them. Both are still here. They say that if you take his rose, he wakes up. That's the only way his coffin will open. I heard that he tears you into 3 pieces if he catches you. But I didn't take a rose. Hi. You won't find it. Ever. Okay. Jesus.
All those attending the funeral service for Sullivan James, please gather in the visitation room.
Visitation, that's where I'm going. Why the fuck would I go? Well, let's do this. It's a big fucking room. Supposed to have to be, wouldn't it? Oh, look at that. Dare you, double dare you. Oh, you're gonna dare me now, are you? I'll dare. Yeah, I ain't no bitch. Ah, see? Double dare me, asshole. Oh. I'm not even looking.
Sullivan James was blind as a bat. Sullivan James fell down flat. Sullivan James is withered and blue. Sullivan James
Coming
is
for you.
coming for you.
Fucking hell. Open the goddamn door! Oh, fuck's sake. I trapped myself behind the door. I gotta go through all that again. Fuck.
Sullivan James fell down flat. Sullivan James is withered and blue. Sullivan James is coming for you.
Something fell where Sullivan was. Yeah, my fucking heart. That doesn't make sense. Fucking heart attack. We're gonna save the game. Oh. Fuck. Count the lines. Between the lines. What? I'll just guess. 1625. Okay, I don't know how the fuck I managed to get that, but thank God we did. Loading. Saving? Is it saving? Is it saving? It says sensitivity. Okay. Why the hell would I go down here?
Everyone here is dead. They've all been killed. Ghosts in this house are not like ghosts in other houses. If they're looking for something specific, their corpses actually get up. Someone threw the lockdown switch and I can't get out. I finally found the override key, but I'm not sure exactly where the switch is. Although I might have an idea. I remember overhearing a conversation Michael was having a few months ago about something which was located underground. I'm confused as to whether or not this underground location is the main basement where Myrtle's coffin is. I went down there a while ago and looked around, but it appears to be mostly a storage space. Maybe I missed it. The basement is extremely dark, even with a flashlight. Maybe I need to go search again more thoroughly.
Maybe.
I need to find the switch. My very life depends on it, as do the lives of many future wanderers if this doesn't stop. One of the most unsettling things about this funeral home is that after a while, you start to feel as though it's hanging by a thread and on the verge of collapsing, prevented only by the mysterious force that fills the building. It's such a strange feeling. Maybe I'm
In the deepest part of the house.
Excuse me. Save. Yay! Finally got that save. Probably have to. Fuck was that laughing? She's fucking sensitivity. We're going to have to split this video into 2 parts probably. Oh god, whoa. X marks the spot. Okay.
No.
Oh shit, not him again. Fucking hell. Ah, fucking.
No. Off. Every fucking time. Right guys, you know what? No. Right. I'm just gonna end the video here guys. I'll press up to 2 bits depending on how long it is. And remember to like and subscribe guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.